Hi guys, this is a video from our channel Harvest Info. Today we are going to see on how to do CSS coding. If you have not watched my HTML coding videos, please watch that. So this CSS coding video will be understandable. So this does not mean that we have finished the HTML coding fully. There is still a lot of things left over. We will see the leftovers while we are discussing about CSS coding. In today's video, we will see the 3 ways to write CSS coding. So now let us get into the video. Firstly, the full form of CSS is Cascading Style Sheet. This CSS coding improves the HTML coding. It works with the HTML and gives more attraction to the website. In HTML coding, we have saved the file as index.html in the Sublime text. For HTML coding, we have only one way to type the code. But for CSS coding, we have 3 ways. We can choose any one of them, or we can just mix and work. It is based on our convenience. Those 3 ways are Inline CSS, Internal CSS and External CSS. Okay, now let us see all the ways one by one. Let us see the Inline CSS first. We have already done Inline CSS and HTML coding. Let us rewind and see. For changing the color of the text, we typed style equals to 2 quotation marks. Inside those 2 quotation marks, we typed color. At last, we typed red. If we see closely, we have typed the word style. This word style denotes that the upcoming codes are CSS coding. This inline CSS is mostly used to do CSS coding for one HTML tag. Moving on, we have the internal CSS. This is also present in HTML coding part. Here we are going to type the CSS coding inside the head tag in HTML. But we have to say to the computer that we are typing CSS coding and not HTML coding. To do so, we have to create a style tag. To create a style tag, we need to type lesser than symbol, style and the greater than symbol. Next, for the end code, we need to just add a slash before the word style. Last but not least, we need to start typing the CSS coding in between the start code and end code. Lastly, we are going to see external CSS. This is kind of easy to understand. For this, we will create a new file and we will save it as .css. It is the same as the HTML one, but the only thing is we are going to change the .html to .css. Now we have created a separate CSS file, but we have to link the HTML file to the CSS file. To link the file, we need to type lesser than symbol link. While you're typing, suggestions will be coming down. You can click on that. Automatically, the cursor will be placed between the quotation marks. So now you can type your CSS file name. Here my CSS file name is style.css. So I'm going to type style.css. Moving on, we can see the format of CSS. For HTML, we have seen that a code has start and finish tag. But for CSS, we don't have these things. The CSS consists of 2 flower brackets. Inside these 2 flower brackets only, we are going to type the code. But before typing the code, we need to say for which HTML tag we are going to apply the code. Let us take that you want to change the color of the paragraph tag. It is simple, we just type the HTML tag as it is, but the only change is we do not include the symbol. Lastly, we have to type the CSS code inside the bracket. This CSS code consists of a colon and a semicolon. For every CSS code, this semicolon, colon and the flower bracket will be common. Moving on, let us see how to apply CSS coding for one HTML tag. Yeah, I understand. We can do inline CSS, but we can't do this every time. The file's width will get larger when you start typing more CSS coding. Now I am applying red color for a paragraph tag. While you're typing, the suggestions may come. You can use the arrow key to go up and down, and you can click on enter to select the suggestion. After you click on the suggestion, the cursor will be automatically placed between the colon and the semicolon. So now I'm going to type the color red. Okay, now let us create a paragraph tag in HTML. I have just typed random text for example. If I save and reload it in the page, we can see that the text has changed to red. Next, I am going to change the color to blue to see the difference. Now, if we see in the browser, we can see that the color has changed to blue. Then, I am going to create another paragraph tag for an example. I am going to add a BR tag for a space. If I reload it in the page, we can see that the same text that we typed now has come in blue color, because the paragraph tag that we had put in CSS applies for every paragraph tag. So we need to apply the CSS code for only one HTML tag. To do so, we need to create a class attribute. Next, I am going to create another paragraph tag to see the difference. To create a class attribute, we need to type the word class. While you're typing that, the suggestions will be popping up. You can click on that. Automatically, the cursor will be placed between the two quotation marks. You can type anything between that, but you should not have any space between the words. For example, I have typed a sentence. But I have typed it as P1. Okay, we have to add a dot before P1 while we are typing it in CSS, because we need to say that it is in class attribute. Then we can start typing our code. For the color, I have typed red. If I save and reload it in the page, we can see that the color of the paragraph has changed to red. From this, we can understand that a class attribute can be used to apply CSS coding for one HTML tag. That is all for today, guys. I will see you in my next video. Thank you and bye bye.